Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. For today's look, I'm going to be showing you how to get this Halloween look right here. I love Halloween. I've been anxiously waiting to film some Halloween tutorials for you guys. This particular look I did get from a girl that I follow on Instagram, so I thought I would mention her really quick. Her name is Typical White Girl SFX. So you guys can follow her. I'll have her info in the description bar below. But here's a picture of her photo of the look. So cute. It's probably better than mine, but that's okay. I thought I would try to get as close as I could, and I'm not mad. I think I did pretty good. I'm not mad. But yeah, this is really, really easy to recreate. It's a little bit timely, but overall it's a fairly easy look. You're just drawing lines and filling in shapes, and this was probably the hardest part. It's a little tedious. I recommend using a cream. I did use a cream foundation for it, or you can use an eyeshadow, something that's really easy to blend that you can also kind of wipe away if you make a mistake. So that's why I really liked using the cream contour for that. But most of the time I was using these Snazaroo base paints that are at Michael's that are so inexpensive, you guys. They're like, I don't even know, like $6 or $7 a piece, I think. Maybe 10, I'm not totally sure. But if you get a couple of these, they're gonna last you a couple of years. You can do your kids' face with them, your face with them, and yeah, so this is mostly what I used, and then I did use a couple of eyeshadows, and again, this was just cream contour that I already had, so it's really easy and really affordable to recreate. And this, I just went to my local ice cream store and asked them if I could have a cone, and they were like, sure, why not? So again, super easy, super inexpensive. I do have one other video planned for a Halloween look. It's actually what I'm going to be for Halloween night, and I'm also very, very excited to film that one and show it to you guys. So hopefully I will have that up here in the next week or so, definitely before Halloween, obviously. As always, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you like this video, and subscribe if you haven't already. Also leave me comments below if you have any video requests that you would like to see from me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Before we get started, I did want to mention I am wearing a shirt, just so you guys know, but I'm going to start by applying my first kind of glob of ice cream here, and I'm using the blue Snazaroo paint. I love Snazaroo paint. It is so awesome, so easy to work with. It's just a water-based paint, and you can just add more or less water depending on the consistency that you want, and they're super vibrant and pigmented. So I highly recommend picking up some Snazaroo paint for the Halloween seasons. You can get them at Michael's, and they range from like $6 to $10, so super inexpensive, and it's perfect for this look. So I'm just using a brush. I always pick up like a pack of Michael's brushes, just paint brushes in the painting aisle, and it works perfect with these paints. Now as I go through this look, I am going to be kind of adding and taking away a little bit as I kind of see it all come together. I will start to make some of the drips bigger or wipe them away, all that good stuff. So now I'm going to start placing the cone, and I just got my cone from a local ice cream store for like 25 cents, and I'm taking some liquid latex, which is one of the more pricey things that is needed for this look. But honestly, you can get latex at all the Halloween stores nowadays for pretty inexpensive. So you will need some latex, and you're going to start mapping out where you're going to put the cone. Now, I did realize later that I wish I would have put the cone down just a tiny bit because I couldn't latex over my hair, and I was having a hard time getting it to stay on the top of it. So make sure you place it where it can be latexed a lot, and it will stay in place all night long. So I got a little carried away, and I started to put the pink right underneath the blue, but I wanted the white under the blue and then the pink. So I just removed some of it with a makeup wipe, and I'm going to go in with the white paint right in between the pink and the blue. Now the white is definitely probably the hardest one to work with because as you keep going over it more and more, it starts to look really streaky. So honestly, I went over the white probably 3 times to get it really even and opaque. So just be really careful with the white, take your time, try to get it as perfect as you can with the first application. So I went ahead and did my brows off camera, and make sure you don't get a ton of paint right on the brow because it does make it a little more difficult to fill in the brows when you have paint on them. So now I'm just taking a smaller brush and really defining that pink. I'm also going to kind of shape the brow with this and really get in the eye details and maybe start to extend some of the drips on the face. So now I'm jumping into the Jaclyn and Morphe Vault collection, and I'm taking this matte black eyeshadow, and we're going to start to follow along those drips and really make them pop and seem more three-dimensional. So for the blue, I am using black, and I also dipped into this kind of dark blue that she has in the palette to create that dimension. So you're just following along the base of this, and with the blue, you want to stay inside of it. You don't want to go below it. But once we do the white and the pink layer, we're actually going to go below it. I don't really know how to explain why I do that, but it just works and makes it look good. So as you can see, I'm dipping into that blue shade here just to create a little bit more of a shadow, a little bit more of a natural look where the black is a little more harsh. And I did switch to this little small Sephora shader brush to define the white and the pink with black eyeshadow. And you do want to make right where your drips are, you want to fill that in a little bit more and a little bit darker so that it really kind of hollows it out and creates that illusion of a drip. So now I'm going into another Morphe and Jaclyn palette from the Vault collection, and I'm picking up this beautiful burgundy shade, and we're going to start using that to create some more dimension in the pink section. Now I'm going to pick up the single Morphe eyeshadow in the shade Rosewood and start creating some depth in my crease. And I also go back to that burgundy shade here in just a second that we used in the pink section to make it a little bit darker. Now if you wanted to make the eye look a little more extravagant, you totally could. I am all for that, but I decided to keep it fairly simple. Based on the picture that I was referencing, it looked like she didn't do a whole lot, so that's what I decided to do. So here I'm doing the same thing on the other side, but I'm only dipping into that first burgundy shade because the other pink shade wouldn't even show up on this side. So you just want to do something that's darker than the pink on that side. So now I'm just doing the same exact thing on the lower lash line. So now I'm just going to throw on some wing eyeliner with my NYX Matte Liquid Liner. You guys, I never wear winged liner anymore. Like, I almost forgot how to do it. And this liner was kind of drying up because I don't do it very often. So I definitely recommend using what you're used to and make sure your product isn't like drying up before you try to use it. Next, I am going to start drawing our sprinkles. Originally, I had tried to actually put real sprinkles on my face, but it was a total fail. It just made a huge mess, and it was going to take forever to sit and stick one sprinkle at a time. So I decided to paint them, which it actually turned out super cute. Like, I wasn't even mad at it. So I'm just going to paint some pink, some white, some blue. If you have other colors, you could definitely throw other colors in there as well, but this is just what I had handy. So yeah, you just want to use a really small, precise brush and use very light strokes. and create some sprinkles. Next, we're going to apply some more latex to the cone and start sticking sprinkles around the border. This was actually really funny while I was doing it because I could not get them to stay without like leaning back in my chair. So it's a little tricky, but you just have to work with it and try to get as many on as you can. We are here on a different day than I originally filmed this video because I completely lost the clip of me doing the neck and also kind of my outro, like showing the makeup off. So yeah, I have no idea what happened to it. I don't know if I accidentally deleted it or it just never got filmed. I don't know. I really wanted to come on here and just quickly film how I did the neck portion because I'm sure you guys want to see how it was done. It's really pretty easy. It's honestly just creating lines and shading in a little bit. So I will do a sped up version really quick of how I did the neck for you guys. I really didn't want to leave that out. Originally, I had filmed kind of a little clip of me just showing the makeup all said and done. But again, that was from the original footage that I have no idea what happened to it, so I can't really show you that. But I really wanted to show you at least how to get the neck and get the full look so you guys can achieve it yourselves. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this little clip. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Definitely leave me some comments below letting me know what you guys are planning on being for Halloween. I would love to hear what you guys have in mind, what you're coming up with this year. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. So for the neck, I'm going to be using the Maskcara Beauty Cream Foundation in the shade Astoria, and this is my contour shade. So you want to use any kind of contour or a cream foundation stick or even a brown eyeshadow would work. Anything that's easy to blend. I really like the creams because you can kind of wipe them away as you go along. If you make mistakes, you can add more, and they won't dry down and set until you set them. So it's really easy to work with. But like I said, you could probably use whatever you have on hand. And what I'm using to apply this is one of the angled brushes from the pack of paintbrushes I get from Michaels. So they're really inexpensive and they have a lot of great shapes. And basically what we're doing is we're just creating diagonal lines in both directions down the neck. And you can bring this down as far as you want. And we're just going to keep doing that until you have diamonds formed. And then you're going to start shading at the corner, the top and the bottom of each diamond, if that makes sense. So wherever you have that X where they connect. So as you will see here in just a second when I start shading, all you do is take your brush and apply a little bit of product right at the corner and then use your finger to kind of pat and blend it out to create that fade. So like I said earlier, because it's a cream, we need to set it down. So I'm just taking my translucent powder and I'm going to set that down. Now if you're using an eyeshadow, obviously you don't need to do this step. So that is it, you guys. Super easy, a little tedious, but really pretty easy. So thank you so much for watching.